Pikachu!
It is not Pikachu. It is Raichu on screen as we are here for the Season 3 playoff preview. As you can see on screen.
Expert segue, Armando.
Absolutely. These are the players on screen who have made it to top 8 and now who have to fight for their lives to make it to the finals of Season 3. It is me, Scrumptious, aka Armando, here with my fellow co-host.
Daniel.
And Cygnus.
And we are here to cover all the matchups. Maybe not too in depth because we don't want to give people any pointers than they already need. You guys know what you need to do.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of go over the basics here of the matchups at play, some of the stats of the certain Pokemon that they have collected throughout the season. But we can head right in to our number 1 seed. It's Hunter, the Wayward Weaviles, and the squad of champions he has drafted and assembled and switched between. Marcus, why'd you give him Tornadus?
Yeah.
But yeah,
A very, very strong rain team.
absolutely.
For sure.
He's got all the tools he needs, a lot of the rain Pokemon, some newer additions that were not here at the start of the season, Zebstrika, that Toad Scroll, and the Tornadus that Marcus gave him. But he has, honestly, I think these are the Pokemon that are definitely going to help him make it as far as he needs to. I mean, if seeding tells
Yeah.
anything, he's going to make it to the finals, unless there's some crazy upset, someone mixed with some crazy sets, who knows. But
Yeah.
Hunter has lots of good tools here. Obviously,
Yeah, that
Kyogre.
Kyogre's there as the MVP, and it definitely showed up. The Kyogre is the centerpiece of this team, but not just for being the
For a
supplier of the
reason.
rain. It dishes out just incredible damage, oftentimes in the form of spread moves as well.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
so good.
It is the only one of Hunter's Pokemon that has come to all of his games, all 18 of them. And it is obviously for a reason. It is his restricted, it is the main core of his team, and it is the number 1 Pokemon you have to prep for if you intend on beating Hunter at all. You either have to learn how to tank those hits or to stop them completely from happening. Whichever you decide to do, you have to do it, because if not, Kyogre will just kill you.
Ditto is also such a wild card here.
Yeah.
Especially
Just being able to
with
steal
restricted.
someone else's Pokemon.
Especially the
So
restricted.
powerful.
It's like almost impossible to like prep against, unless you like, other than like bringing moves that aren't super effective against yourself. That's the only really thing you can do. It's just difficult to prep to. It's kind of something you always have to keep in the back of your mind while playing each match.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all know Hunter's team, but we must see who Hunter faces round 1. And if you paid attention earlier, it is the one and only XMARKS from the Philadelphia Phantoms.
Yeah, very interestingly, this matchup is a rematch of Week 8, so these two teams just faced each other
Back to back right
directly.
here, yeah.
Yeah, this will hopefully be the set with the most amount of adaptation because they literally just recently played. So they got to see all their
Yeah.
plans in action. Hopefully switch it up, get to see the things that they need to change. Hopefully they'll watch our analysis, take some of those things to heart in their adaptation. Obviously Calyrex is the MVP, sitting with a whopping 14 kills, brought a total of 12 times across the 17 games played for XMARKS. So not brought to every game.
Yeah.
The main Pokemon that were brought every game were that Incineroar and that Indeedee Male. But definitely a strong assembly of Pokemon.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, that Metagross
the balance
also...
the balance 4 here is just like so strong in of itself with
Yeah.
Kali, Rillaboom, Urshifu, and Ensign. It's just such a good core, even in just general VGC. Having it in draft where no one can copy it is even better,
Yeah, there's a reason they are regional champions, world champions, national champions. These Pokemon get results, and for XMARKS, hopefully they can get those results in the run back against Hunter.
Yes. I know you wanted to mention something about Metagross, Denny. Sorry if I cut
But
you
yeah,
off.
this Metagross was also a mid-season acquisition being traded for Hisuian Goodra with DJ's Gengang. teams in Metagross came over mid-season as well. I think it only had one showing where it made a very
Yeah, I
exciting
think it
go
came out
boom
against
moment.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, interested to see if maybe that could be something that shakes things up here. I don't know. Other than the balance core, I see a lot of tankiness on this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely lots of bulk with that Toxapex. With that Ting Lu too, who can also tank and then half the HP of the Pokemon it faces against. I mean, Metagross was a recent acquisition, but it does have like kind of synergy with that Psychic Terrain from Indeedee Mail. So who knows? Maybe that could be utilized, or maybe just the same core of Pokemon that have been working relatively well for XMARKS. I mean, it clinched them that spot in that top 8. So who knows what XMARKS decides to bring, what he decides to switch up.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're looking at the stats of this specific matchup here, it's pretty clear what the main Pokemon that are going to be brought on Hunter's side. Obviously, these 3 are the main Pokemon that have been picked, kind of some of the higher win rates on his team. And then the same could be said for XMARKS here on the Pokemon he normally decides to bring.
Yeah, and Armando, if you want to explain what the PR and WR means to our viewers here, for those who may not know.
Pick rate here represents pick rate, how many times they were brought to a set and game, of course. And then WR will represent the win rate for how many times they won those sets or those games. And then those funny little numbers on the side are their KD ratio for all those Call of Duty enthusiasts. So obviously Kyogre,
No, not
22
just Call
kills.
of Duty. League of Legends. I know I got a kick out of some people for saying that. Hi, Hunter. Hi,
Actually,
Matt,
it's a thing in
But
Splatoon.
not the one. Not
Other Matt. Matthew.
Try.
Matthew.
Try.
But yeah. I mean, most of these Pokemon have like relatively decent KD ratios.
Yeah, I mean, Indeedee's Indeedee's a supporter. It won't really its true value won't really be reflected well in these stats.
Yeah.
That's as we'll probably see with a lot of supporters, even Tornadus.
Mm-hmm. They're there to support. They win games by stopping the enemy Pokemon, not so much from killing.
Yeah, if you're just scoreboard watching, you won't really appreciate the impact on these mobs, but they play sometimes arguably more important roles than the sweepers sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
by enabling them to do their thing.
That I will say, Incineroar has like a surprising
mons
amount
are
of
everything, especially in doubles.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are the main Pokemon we're going to be looking forward to seeing in that matchup between XMARKS Hunter, Philadelphia Phantoms versus the Wayward Weaviles for that playoff first round 1. But it is time to move on to our second seed and our second matchup of the playoffs. It is the Rose-Tinted-Lenses, Marcus, the Sun Team GOAT, at least standing wise, with his mighty Groudon as his MVP.
Yeah, also, I'd like to note, Arcanine, Psyduck, and Leavanny were not brought to any regular season matches here, so we could be seeing Marcus going with the Charge 6, or we could see some very surprising shakeups to catch people off guard.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The only Pokemon I see coming is Arcanine. Everything else, I'm sorry, Psyduck.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, Leavanny. You're not gonna be brought in the playoffs. It's too dangerous a game to play. But I could see Arcanine coming for sure.
They may be pet picks, you know.
Yeah, if Marcus thinks he's that nice in the matchup, maybe they come in the back to cheer on. But it's gonna be those same 6 of Grimmsnarl, Groudon, Raging Bolt, Gouging Fire, Ogerpon, and the Roaring Moon that have been brought to all 19 games for Marcus.
Yes.
So yeah, nothing really has changed other than that Grimmsnarl for that Tornadus. Marcus, why'd you do that to us? But other than that, the same Pokemon, and likely the same Pokemon we'll continue to see.
Despite our initial impressions of that trade, I'd say it ended up being a win-win, given that these teams are the top 2 seeds, and both Tornadus and Grimmsnarl have played very important roles on these teams.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, as much as we mentioned it, it greatly benefited both the players. Obviously, the people who have to face Marcus and face Hunter did not like that trade, me included. But you know, it worked out very well for the both of them, and it will hopefully continue to work out as we see the rest of the playoff matches play out. But yeah, there's not much too else to say from Mark's team. They've more or less been
Yeah.
the same Pokemon we've been seeing. So we'll likely see similar, maybe some different sets, but that'll likely be the same. But his matchup, I believe, is Matt from the Kittenish Keldeos, the hyper offense team we all know and love, with the big dog with the big sword, Zacian as his MVP.
Yeah, that Zacian came, I believe, 6th on our MVP leaderboard and
Yeah.
was definitely a very powerful threat that needs to be respected by any opponent possible.
Yeah.
It's an absolute menace. And a quick and did any of Galarian Zapdos, Iron Crown, and Rhyperior make appearances throughout the season?
I don't
No.
think so.
They have come to 0 games. Funny enough, Marcus is the person who brought the same 6 Pokemon, and Matt has done the exact same. So they kind of
Ooh.
both know the same 6 they're going to be facing. So it kind of all pans out on how they decide to use those 6. I mean, I definitely could
Yeah.
see some of them Pokemon coming. I mean, Rhyperior honestly doesn't do too bad. With that solid rock, it could definitely tank Groudon. Definitely Raging Bolt is good in that matchup. But Iron Crown is kind of debatable. It definitely doesn't want to eat those Precipice Blades. And Zapdos could come. It doesn't really get to take advantage of that Defiant ability that it normally likes to run. But I'd probably imagine that Matt's going to bring the same 6 he's been bringing. Probably just for like comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, these two teams have played against each other in week 3, which was a 2-0 win by Marcus. With Roaring Moon picking up 3 KOs across the 2 games, Raging Bolt getting 2, and Groudon getting 2. And on Matt's side, we had 1 KO from Palafin, and the rest were from Zacian.
Yeah, even though it was a 2-0 win from Marks' side, it was not, what's called, without deaths, because Zacian will still just annihilate through Pokemon. And it definitely
Yeah.
can and will switch game around if you let it position itself. Yeah, looking into the specific stats of these 2 players, these are the top 3 either best performing or the most successful Pokemon brought from each team. Obviously on Marcus' side, it is that signature Groudon with that Gouging Fire and the Grimmsnarl. And then Matt's side is the dog, the cat, and the dolphin. The dog.
Yeah, that Groudon and Zacian are 2 of only 6 Pokemon in the entire season to reach the 20 kill mark as well.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these Pokemon have worked out pretty well for the both of them getting to clinch that top 8 spot. And Zacian has definitely trouble in the matchup, but I think Matt, with having already experienced this matchup already, could definitely switch things up. Maybe bring in that Rhyperior, because I do think it definitely could absolutely help in the matchup. But even if he doesn't, I still think he has the tools. Maybe like Screens, Dragapult could also be helpful to kind of lower the damage output from Marcus' team. But it's another interesting matchup we will look forward to see in those playoffs. But yeah, moving into our 3rd seed, it is the mighty Taco, the Taco lover with the rising Raichus and that oh so scary Miraidon.
Yeah.
Yes. This thing was 2nd on the MVP leaderboard only by 1 kill and only having 1 death more than the ultimate MVP as well. And yeah, I mean, it's Miraidon. It's the mascot legendary of Pokemon Violet. It has so many modifiers that just boost its already insane attacking power even further. This thing comes on the field and just blows things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you try and KO it, just the supporting cast that Taco has drafted here has made it almost impossible to beat Taco. He has taken a few losses, but I mean, with the record his Pokemon have been making, it's very difficult to see how Taco would not make it through round 1 with these set of
Yeah.
Pokemon. At least on paper, right? I mean, these are very scary Pokemon. Obviously, we haven't seen too much from Altaria or Fight Coco. I mean, Fight Coco's there for the concession stands. He's helping out in the back. I mean, Raichu
Yeah, and-
maybe, but it's probably gonna be.
And
the same.
looking at things, Taco's only 2 losses were to our 2 top seeds as well.
Yeah, Taco absolutely showing that he is 3rd seed, but he might not stay there because he might take it all the way to the top with these Pokemon, depending on how the matchups play out.
Yeah, it would not surprise me.
Taco has definitely used different Pokemon. I mean, Hitmontop has subbed in for some of the other Pokemon, so it's not more or less the same.
I don't remember.
6.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look here real quick, actually. We have not seen any of Alolan Raichu, Altaria, or Fuecoco in the regular season.
Wait, Coco, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Fuecoco.
Raichu and Altaria I could have seen come out like maybe once or twice.
Yeah, definitely in those like weather heavy matchups, or like wanted to take more advantage of electric terrain. But the main 4 that Taco has brought every time he's played is that Miraidon, Iron Hands, Urshifu, and Whimsicott. Giraffe and Ogerpon have subbed out for the most time with like him on top or with each other. But those main 4 are the ones that have been brought to every game, and you should expect to see in that playoff match for sure. But speaking of his playoff match, he gets to go against. Checking here before. Oh yeah, he gets to go against Denny, the one who wanted to draft that
I may
team.
or may not have wanted to use Taco's team initially, but
Maybe.
I hastily came up with a backup plan, and honestly, I'm very happy with said backup plan. This has been a fun team to use.
Yeah, definitely a very wolfy-coded set of Pokemon, but I mean, there's some other cool stuff that is here that are Denny originals. Obviously, that Cacturne. Fortunately, hasn't gotten too much use, but who knows? Maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was brought once.
Was brought once, then yeah. It has gotten seen some action.
Yeah, everything has been brought. Everything has been brought at least once on my team, except for the Hisui and Sneasel that I drafted and then later replaced with a Alomomola because I realized that Sneasel just didn't really do much of anything that
I don't remember
other
seeing a
things
Alomomola.
didn't do. I brought it one time against XMARKS.
Okay.
Yeah, every Pokemon here has gotten at least some bit of mileage. Obviously, the main ones that have been brought to every game are those Koraidon, Fluttermane, and Mungus. But Goldengo being the one to take MVP despite not coming every time. Every time he came to a match, he performed. And he performed. The mighty cheese stick, man.
Yeah, Golden Go, having gone with 20 kills and 4 deaths, was a very, very strong contributor, often serving as my like late game sweeper.
Yeah.
Sweeper in a lot of cases. But yeah, Amoongus's results. Amoongus, it won't show up on the stat sheet, of course, being a support, but very, very valuable member of my team. I love my chunky mushroom.
Yeah.
And some of the more interesting sports, such as like Screamtail, Gothel, and Smeargle, have been a lot of fun to use as well. They're a lot of fun, like getting creative with those movesets.
But yeah, obviously the main cores of this team being that Perish Trap mode and also the Sun team. Obviously, who can forget that part? Yeah. Going more specifically into the matchups. These are the top 3 Pokemon of each team, at least success-wise. We see the Miraidon, obviously, the Urshifu and Whimsicott. And on Denny's side, we see that Koraidon, the Cheese Stick Man, and the Funny Fungi.
Yeah, also, I would like to bring up how between Miraidon, Urshifu, Goldengo, and Koraidon. That's 4 of the top 10 on the MVP leaderboard in this matchup as well. So a lot of heavy duty firepower here coming out, along with a couple of grass type really good supporters.
Yeah, some of the more prevalent like supporters and just VGC in general. Yeah, but like you were saying, this matchup's gonna get violent. These are the top killers, the top performers of the season overall. So things are gonna be dying left and right. We will see how specifically that decides to play out for the third playoff matchup. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
this
exciting
is
to look
also a
forward to.
matchup that did occur in the regular season where I lost to Oda Taco Lover in weeks 5, I believe it was. Yes, it was week 5, where Iron Hands led the way in the entire match, having 4 kills, and my kill leader was Koraidon with 2.
Mhm. Yeah, even with matchups that have already been played, that's kind of makes it like the double more interesting because as if you won that set, you're like, well, what adjustments can I make? I mean, it worked last time. What adjustments will they make that I can counteract?
Yeah.
And then if you lost that matchup, you kind of know everything that went wrong. And even if you don't remember, you can go back. The sets are there, and kind of decide how to fix that to make it even closer or the opposite result for you. So this will definitely be one to look forward to in our first round of playoffs. But going into our last matchup, it is the mighty 4th seed, Daniel,
Hello.
with the mighty Lunala as his MVP.
Yeah. And the MVP of the league as well.
Yup, the MVP overall.
That's why she's the GOAT.
That's a bat, Daniel. But yeah, obviously the main cores are all here. There have been some differences. I know Fungus is new. Obviously, that's Sneasler. That darn Sneasler. Very new. Swapped
Yeah,
in
those
for
came in, I believe, for
Glastrier.
Glastrier and Skeledirge.
Yeah, and Skeledirge. So definitely very important pickups. Very important things to note in the matchup. Obviously, the main cores of Daniel's team are that Trick Room mode and also Partial Sun mode with that Torkoal in the back. And new
Yeah.
speed
And some
mode.
side spam too.
Yeah, there's like 4 different things going on here that you gotta worry
You're very,
about.
very versatile team, and I'm proud of that.
For sure,
Yeah.
this is a very good draft team that Daniel has assembled here. Lots of scary things to look out for. But of course, who has to be the one to look out for all these very scary things? It's me, Armando from the Plasma
Hello,
Proteans.
Armando.
Hello. Yeah, we already did this matchup. Daniel beat me pretty convincingly. That Lunala with that Terra was very hard to take down.
Yeah, look at the stats. Lunella had a whopping 5 kills and died 0 times across the 2 games.
Yeah, very hard to remove. So I'll definitely have to make some changes there. But I mean, with my team, obviously my Walking Wake was my MVP. It was not that mighty Black Curum, even though I think Black Curum had like almost enough kills as Walking Wake. I think Walking Wake came to
Yeah.
every game.
Which is very impressive given that Kieran Black was only brought to half of the matches in the regular season.
Yeah, I'm
And
not gonna
still
lie.
finished 14th on the leaderboard.
Most of those stats were from that game with Levin, where it was sitting next to my metronoming Volbeat, who was not doing damage. But yeah, Walking Wake was definitely the MVP of my team. It was the only Pokemon I brought to every single matchup. It might come to the
wow.
playoff matchup. Who knows? Guess you'll have to find out, Daniel. But yeah,
Oh.
Walking Wake to the
Yeah.
backbone. Obviously, my main cores being that snow part with Kyurem, Ninetales, and my recently added Cetitan. They added for Daniel. Didn't work out the first time. Who knows? Might work out the second time. And the Iron
Maybe.
Boulder, who were both swapped out for. Originally it was Lucario, then it got switched out for Toxicroak, and then Magmar, and then Entei
Armando
was
did a
swapped out.
lot of switching.
Yeah, I kind of had to figure out the last part of my team, those last 2. Everything else I was pretty happy with overall, but those last 2 I just had to figure out the right parts, and I do believe these are the right parts to help me win the matchups that I need to win. But yeah, The ice mode being my main mode, obviously. Volbeat can set up weather, kind of help out some of my photosynthesis Pokemons, and obviously, who could forget the funny wheezing Regigigas combo, who came out to a lot of my ladder sets.
His favorite.
I love Regigigas. He's so cool, but he's so
Yeah.
ass without wheezing next to him. I love him so much. I don't know why I end up liking things that are so butt cheeks in game.
And Giga still finished with a +1 differential on the season.
Yeah, he's like my
Doing
second
6 kills,
restricted,
5 deaths.
but he's only restricted when Weezing's next to him. So Weezing also might go for that. But yeah, going specifically more into the matchup between the two, these are kind of our top 3 Pokemon. On my side, it is the Kyurem and Walking Wake, my main killers and damage dealers. And my best support Pokemon was that Brute Bonnet, my little fungi. I couldn't find a better sprite for him. That was the best one I could find. So he's kind of sitting there looking a little fungly, you know. But yeah, on Daniel's side, it is that Lunala, Ursaluna, and obviously the GOAT support Pokemon for his team, that Indeedee female.
Dude, indeed. I'm glad she got at least 1 kill.
Yeah. Both of our best supports got that mighty 1 kill. But it will be up to the rest of our
That's awesome.
Pokemon to decide how that matchup plays out, which will be interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely a really interesting rematch from about the halfway point of the regular season as well. So both teams have had time to make a adjustment, and both players have been able to develop their strategies over the course of the second half of the season as well. So yeah,
I'm
it'll be
looking
very
forward to
interesting
it. Even
see.
if Daniel wins, I'll be proud because I'll know I've at least put up a better fight than I did last time. Lunala's not coming off this easy this time, bud. But whoever wins
Alright.
will hopefully make it to the finals. Who knows? But these are again our matchups for the season 3 playoffs, at least for round 1. I'm not sure if the rest of the rounds will be in one video or 3 separate ones. We will have to decide that at a later date. But yeah,
Yes.
look forward to these banger matchups that'll be coming out.
Yeah.
Make sure you do your prep, do your homework, take notes from what we told you, what little we told you, because we don't want to give up too much of it away. But yeah, we look forward to it. This has been Scrumptious, aka Armando, with my fellow co-hosts.
Daniel.
And Cygnus, aka Denny.
And that will be us signing off for these playoffs. Stay tuned for playoffs round 1.
It'll be very fun.